a shy nerd caught in a love triangle. Get ready for some unexpected twists. Hey folks, Mahyar here. Heads up, there are spoilers ahead, so grab your snacks and let's dive into today's story. The movie starts with Ramona, a high school student, getting herself ready for school. But she quickly ends up at a party the same night with some guy staring at her and another boy, Andrei, who clearly has a crush on her and is trying to come up with a cool way to ask her out. That's when Silvio comes over and gives him a joint to calm his nerves. He's now ready to go for Ramona. He takes a shot and makes his way to the dance floor. After dancing behind her for a bit, he finally asks her for a dance. She accepts and they start dancing. His goofy dancing intrigues her, but all that dancing makes him forget that he actually needs to go to the bathroom. So he rushes over to it, but it is too disgusting to even try. He tries flushing it, but it doesn't work. Now Ramona is at the door because she wants to use the bathroom. Suddenly, a line comes rushing to throw up, but ends up telling everyone about the mess in the bathroom that he thinks was made by Andrei. This makes Ramona leave Andrei right there. Sometime later, Andrei is driving down the road with his mom. He wants some advice, but she's too busy raging at the other drivers. They finally get to Arlene, and she leaves Andrei with him for their job. They were supposed to be working, but they were being silly in their costumes. That night, there's another party, and Andrei is focused on his phone until he sees Ramona at a distance. He gets some encouragement from his friends to approach her again. She also seems interested in him as they start dancing together, and things get very intimate between them. He follows her to a bedroom, and she starts getting very raunchy with him and taking off her clothes. But he starts explaining that he wants her for more than just sex. She starts laughing at him and keeps going, but he still keeps explaining that he wants her for more than just a night. This gets her a little upset. This causes everyone to laugh at Andrei. The next morning, he's still lying down, regretting his decision and explaining his situation to his friends. They also agree that he's made the right decision. But quickly, Silvio starts dating Ramona, and Andrei is subjected to their moments day after day. Back in school, they get to class, and Andrei talks to Silvio about him dating Ramona and asks him to break up with her. This gets Silvio upset, and they get into a shouting match until Ramona comes over and settles their argument, saying she chooses Silvio. This causes a fight between them later that night. Andrei is at home, icing his bruise when his mom asks him what's going on, and he tells her that he likes Ramona, but that he's fighting over her with Silvio. She comforts him about it and takes him on vacation together, but that's when he spots the receptionist. He asks the bartender about her, and he introduces him to her. He walks over to her and awkwardly introduces himself. Somehow, he makes a good impression and learns her name is Anemona. Later that night, the two are taking a walk on the beach where he learns that she's in college. They get to the chairs, and she mentions that she has a boyfriend but still is having fun with him. They bond over not having a father, and she even asks him to sing for her. They start dancing together under the stars, and she is enjoying his goofy moves until she pushes him in the water, and they start to kiss. They are in her room now, starting to get intimate, sweat running down their bodies. Andrei grabs a condom, and things get wild. Just as things were getting good, he ignores it, and they get back to their fun. The next morning, he's woken up by his mom, who wants to take him out. So he freshens up, and they go out together. But as he wants to introduce her to Anemona, she's not there. She's outside because she got fired for going out with a guest. They are sad to be torn apart, and she consoles him that they'll find each other if they are meant to be together. And she walks away. Now Andrei is in the car with his mom, still concerned about him being even more depressed than he was before. That's when he gets a strange text from Ramona. He quickly makes it to Ramona's place, and he gets invited in and finds her in her room. She's devastated that he didn't respond to her calls and doesn't even believe him about Anemona. Suddenly, she snaps at him, fighting with him. He gets upset too, but just as he was about to leave, she threatens to call the cops and tell them that he hit her back in school. He's explaining to Alan about what happened the other night when they get stuff thrown at them by the kids for what he supposedly did to Ramona. Back at home, even his mom sees he's upset and tells him that Ramona is doing this because she actually likes him and not to give up on Anemona either. So he goes to his computer and starts looking for his love. He finds her number and gets in touch with her and asks to see her again. She agrees, even asking him to stay with her. He finds her at a bar and they start dancing together. He can't help but get very excited until they get into the bathroom and ravage each other there. He's enjoying himself a lot until they hear someone outside. Andrei steps out to find security, who actually shakes his hand but also punches him out. Back at her place, she takes care of him, and they later take a shower together where he asks her about her boyfriend. But she still doesn't want to break up with him and says that Andrei is not the guy she wants to be with. He loves her, but he has to leave now. He walks the street looking for a ride back home, still in a towel. The next day, back at school, he's telling Eileen about his troubles when two girls show up because they heard from Ramona that Andrei actually likes men. The rumor has spread, and now everyone thinks that Andrei is gay. Now the plan is to convince everyone again that he's not gay or a loser. Andrei is now telling everyone, asking for advice on how to move on from this situation. He gets back home and is having a snack with Carla, telling her about how stressed he is. But things get weird when the two end up too high, and she suggests that he take off his shirt. She continues, suggesting he take off more of his clothes, and they start to get freaky together. He can't believe what just happened between them, so he sneaks out while she is in the bathroom. He is running naked down the street when he gets stopped by the cops. He's now in bed when his mom wakes him up because Arlene is there to see him. Arlene tells Andrei about how everyone thinks they're both gay. Together, they come up with a plan for revenge against Ramona. Andrei and Eileen give him a makeover and start posting it online. Now all the girls are falling over themselves for him. Even Ramona is struck by his new look and approaches him right away. He easily seduces her, and now he knows that he has her in the palm of his hand. He even kisses her before leaving soon after. She has now started to get even more into him and throws herself at him around other people. One day in class, Andrei finds Carla, and when he tries to break up with her thinking that he's protecting her, it turns out she only sees him as a friend too. She accepts his apology and continues to eat her snack. Later on, Andrei and Eileen are about to execute their revenge plan. Andrei walks up to Silvio and distracts him until Carla finds flowers given to her from Silvio, and she accepts his supposed invitation to be in a relationship. Everyone is shocked, even Silvio, who tells her off and makes fun of her. She lashes out and tells everyone that she took his virginity and beats him up with everyone cheering her on that night. Ramona looks sexy, but Andrei makes fun of her for dressing that way since he asked her to dress comfortably. They go into an old building and climb some shaky stairs, but once they reach the top, she is amazed by the view and his words of admiration. But as they keep talking, he can't help but think about Anemona. But he kisses her anyway and asks to take her home, and she agrees. Things get hot and heavy quickly, but when he refuses to take her goodnight, she leaves. The next day, she comes to him with breakfast as an apology and asks him to be her boyfriend. He accepts. The next days are spent with the two of them having lots of fun. That's when he gets a text out of the blue from Anemona asking to see him. He even admits that he has another girlfriend, but Ramona just laughs it off, thinking it's a joke and that he only wants to go to the bathroom. When Anemona gets off the bus, she finds Andrei waiting for her, and they immediately start kissing. They get back home, and his mom keeps telling embarrassing childhood stories about him to Anemona, with him dying in the chair. Andrei goes to answer his phone to an angry Ramona and apologizes, making plans to see her. But he's stuck between Ramona and Anemona now. Later, while his mom is making dinner, she asks him what's bothering him. He tries to tell her about the problem he's been having in code, and she tells him that he's the one who must decide what he wants. So he goes back to his room to Anemona, and they have more of their fun in bed. As the two lay in bed together, he remembers Ramona has texted him, so he goes out to find her at his door drunk. She wants him badly and doesn't care that they're outside, and neither does he now, so he lets her have her way. But he still denies her since he's found his happiness with someone else. But she doesn't know it yet. He doesn't love her, and she gets upset when she knows and tries to reason with him. But he remains resilient and goes back inside, leaving her alone. Andrei goes back to Anemona, and now he's all grown up and even wrote a book about his love life and is enjoying his life with Anemona. They are still having lots of fun together, but he has to leave her to go meet his old friend Alan. But he gives her a kiss before he leaves. They are at a bar and drinking until Alan finds a woman and leaves him there. But shockingly, Ramona shows up at the bar and wants a conversation. He is shocked, yet lets her sit there, and they start talking until a fan shows up to get an autograph. She is still making advances towards him and is very insistent despite him telling her that he has a serious girlfriend. He gets up, but she asks him to stay, so she follows him outside to tell him that she's now engaged and offers to drive him home. He reluctantly accepts her offer and gets in the car as they drive down the road. He is texting Anemona while Ramona raves about her new lover and all the vacations they take together. But he's still glued to his phone. That's when she decides to get his attention and starts speeding up and driving like a crazy person. He asks her to pull over, and after some convincing, she does. They start talking about why she's acting this way. She finally admits that her life is miserable and she is still in love with Andrei. She lays in his lap and tries to get intimate with him, and he actually lets her. Andrei is now back with Eileen and is telling him what happened. Eileen tells him to not tell Anemona what happened to keep the peace between them. So Andrei goes back home, and to his surprise, he can't find Anemona anywhere. So he checks his laptop to see the note she left him. This was Ramona's plan all along. He's devastated. That's when he wakes up again, back to where it all started at the party. This was all just a hallucination, and he can start again the right way. So that's it. If you enjoyed this movie, share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to check out the recommended movie on your screen right now. Watch it and join Mahi's Movie Recaps.